Hi guys, welcome back. This is the Samsung Galaxy A50. I've unboxed it and was using it as my main phone ever since that. And out of all the budget phones I've tested recently, this is the one I really like. It's much more expensive than other Pro series budget phones, but still there is a lot of good stuff about this phone which makes it a phone that I can easily recommend to anyone looking to buy a phone in the 20,000 price range. The Galaxy A50 has the all-new Samsung design theme in which you get a small teardrop notch display which Samsung calls Infinity U display. And it is because of the U-shaped notch, and the term Infinity is used because the display has very small bezels. This 6.4-inch display is a Super AMOLED Full HD Plus display. It's a really good display. The colors are punchy with good contrast and it has good viewing angles. This display has a pixel density of 403 ppi, and because of that, the display is really crisp. The display also gets sufficiently bright and dim, and hence you won't have any issues using it in different lighting environments. And finally, with the Galaxy A50, a Samsung phone that is advertised in the budget category gets a well-calibrated ambient light sensor. This one's auto brightness works really well, and I'm so happy that Samsung did accurately calibrate the ambient light sensor in the Galaxy A50. The display glass used here is Corning Gorilla Glass 3, and during my testing period where I didn't use any tempered glass protector, the screen didn't get scratched. I don't usually rough use my phone, so if you're a person who's a bit careless, then it's always safe to use a glass screen guard. Talking about this front glass, the phone does have fingerprint unlock, and it's actually an on-screen fingerprint scanner. At first it was really bad, it was slow and the accuracy was also not that good. But now with the update, which I've done a video about, the fingerprint unlock is much better. It's not comparable with the classic fingerprint scanners, but still, it works majority of the time at a moderate speed. The Galaxy A50's body is made of plastic, which is a very shiny one. It looks much better than what you see with other plastic-backed phones, and also it feels premium, but with my unit, I've noticed some imperfections. I think it's time Samsung should do better check with their quality control, because there shouldn't be such imperfections even in a single unit. This plastic bag is a fingerprint magnet, and also when you shine light, you can notice a rainbow tint. Now, there are 3 color options for the phone, and the one I have is the white color. And because it's white, there isn't any visible scratches on the rear of the phone. I've used Samsung's other A series phones in different colors, and those got scratched pretty easily, but here you won't notice any scratches under normal lighting. But if you look close under a light source, you can see that this one also has scratches. All the buttons of the phone are on the right side, and they're also made of plastic. The buttons are tactile and provides good feedback while pressing, but one thing I've noticed with the power button is that over time it becomes a bit wobbly. The phone is a slim phone and it weighs just 166 grams. It's not a one-handed phone, but the ergonomics of the phone is good. You get a headphone jack on the bottom of the phone, which is a good thing, and the charging port is USB-C. The phone does support fast charging, and Samsung has bundled a 15-watt charger in the box. Now technically it's a fast charger, but still, since it's just a 15-watt charger, it takes around 2 hours 30 minutes to fully charge the 4000 mAh battery of the phone. The SIM slot here can take 2 nano SIMs as well as a microSD card. And both the SIM slots support VoLTE, so you can use 2 Geo SIMs if you want. There is only a single speaker, which is a bottom firing speaker, but it's a good speaker. It gets sufficiently loud and is clear. It's a small grill which you can easily cover, but if it's not covered, the sound quality is more than good. There are 2 variants for this phone. The top variant, which is priced at 22,990 Indian rupees, has 6 GB of RAM and 64 GB storage, and the base variant, which I have, is priced at 19,990 Indian rupees, has 4 GB of RAM and 64 GB of storage. I think the base variant is the better bargain because the only thing you get additional is an extra 2 GB of RAM with the top variant, and here, even with just 4 GB of RAM, the RAM management is pretty good. 7 to 8 apps stay open in the background, and even if you load a very heavy game, still 4 to 5 apps stay open in the memory. And as I said before, both the variants have 64 GB internal storage, which can be expanded, and out of the 64 GB internal storage, you get approximately 50 GB of usable space. Compared to other Samsung phones in this price range from the past, one thing that this phone has which is better is the processor. The processor used here is the Exynos 9610. It's an octa-core processor in which 4 cores are clocked at 2.3 GHz and the remaining 4 are clocked at 1.7 GHz. It's not the best processor in this price range, but still, it's a good one. It's powerful enough to support high-end games available in Play Store, period. Games like PUBG and Asphalt Line works well, and the graphics are also pretty neat. Normal day-to-day tasks like scrolling through home screen opening apps, everything is smooth, but at times you will notice slight hiccups. It's more noticeable while opening and closing some resource-intense apps, but still, it won't affect your usage. One more thing about games is that the loading time is slightly on the higher side, but once it's loaded, everything works well. Performance is good, but the reason why this phone's user experience is so much enjoyable is actually the software. I never thought in past that I would say this about a Samsung phone, but now with Samsung's One UI, things have got so much better. In fact, I like this UI running on top of Android Pie. It's a well thought out user interface. Samsung's also doing a great job by constantly rolling out updates, and hence the security patch level is April 2019. This processor with Samsung's One UI makes the Galaxy A50 a device which most of us would really like while using. So everything till now, even though not the best, is good with the Galaxy A50. But what Samsung is advertising with this phone is not these things, but instead it's the cameras. Every Samsung ad for the Galaxy A50 focuses on the camera. On the rear, there is a triple camera setup. The main sensor is a 25 megapixel sensor with f1.7 aperture. Then there is an ultra wide angle sensor which is 8 megapixels with f2.2 aperture. And the third camera is a 5 megapixel live focus camera which has an aperture of f2.2, and this is used for taking portrait shots. The shots from the main sensor are really good shots with great color and good dynamic range. The photos have good detail and looks really crisp. I also like the shots taken with this camera even in low lighting. At low light, the shots look a bit soft, but still there is sufficient detail. So for the main camera, I like the pictures captured with it. The ultra wide angle camera is a great add-on camera because you can accommodate a lot with this camera compared to the normal sensor. This one works best in good lighting. In dim environments, the shots from this sensor are really bad. Then about the live focus camera, you can take pretty neat portrait shots. The blur effect can be adjusted and the live focus shots from the A50 are good. The camera's focusing is pretty fast, and same is the case with the shutter speed. For the videos captured with the main camera, the max resolution available is 1080p at 30 fps. This camera doesn't have optical image stabilization, but you get electronic image stabilization, and the videos captured in moderate lighting looks pretty neat. I would have really liked to have 1080p video at 60 fps, but as of now, it's not there, and hopefully Samsung will add it in a future update. But overall, the rear camera setup of the Galaxy A50, even though not as great as hyped by Samsung, for the price, I am impressed with its rear camera performance. The selfie camera here is also a 25 megapixel camera with an aperture of f2.0, and you can capture very crisp selfies with this camera, but at times it kinda looks soft, especially the shots in indoor lighting. So for the front camera, even though it's 25 megapixels, I feel it's a really good one for shots with good lighting, and for shots with bad lighting or artificial lighting, it's just average. So the cameras in the Galaxy A50 are really good ones, and its cameras is actually one of the top performers in this price range. But still, it doesn't live up to the hype from Samsung. But what actually is excellent here is the 4000 mAh battery. I've heard from some users that they have battery draining issues, but for me, the battery life is just excellent. On average, I usually get 6 to 7 hours of screen on time, and that too with always on display on. I do use my phone pretty heavily and therefore I have to charge it every day at night, but for an average to light user, the battery will last for 2 days. Then some of the other stuff here are the earpiece, which is tiny, yet a pretty good one. Calls do sound clear and loud. Then if you are doubtful about the sensors this phone has, don't worry about it because you get all the necessary ones with the A50. And GPS, it also works well. One thing that's missing here is NFC, which Samsung could have had it for the price, and also this device doesn't have a notification LED light. But since you get the always on display option, it's not a big deal. So that's everything about one of the best Galaxy A series phones available as of right now. This one is competing against the Redmi Note 7 Pro, Realme 3 Pro, etc. Those phones are priced way less than the Galaxy A50, but when you use the A50, it's like a really good overall package. For the price it's selling, one thing is very clear. It's not a purely budget phone and also not a premium phone. It's like a premium budget phone, and after using it for more than 2 weeks, I really like the Galaxy A50. There are some limitations like slight hiccups, longer app loading time, slow charging rate, but still what makes this phone a really good one is the overall satisfaction you get while using it. And that's the reason I can easily recommend this to anyone who's looking to buy a phone in this price range. That's all for this video guys. Hope you liked it. If so, please do hit the like button and please do subscribe. See you again in the next one. Till then, bye.